Hey, what's up? Dillio coming to you live again, representing DillioTeacherK.com. In this video right here, this is another video or another segment of independent artist empowerment in this video and these are the type of videos where I try to provide motivation for you and also myself as we go through this musical journey. And so make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like this kind of content. Let me know if you like this kind of content, if it helps you out or anything like that. Feedback is very important and I'd like to hear from you. So let's dive in. It's easy to create content or give a speech or create something when you know that there's going to be an audience there of people that are going to adore you for your content, or have an audience that's going to be in a room where you're going to speak and provide a presentation. But what about the times where it's quiet and there's no audience there? What about if you're just starting out and there's no audience there, there's no one there to give you feedback, good or bad, and you're just met with silence? The first thing I want you to remember is that you're dope on your own. Remember that you're dope. Remember that you have value. Remember that you're good at what you do and you bring something. I don't care if you can create the most extravagant tracks or you're just getting started and you're still learning how to push the play button. Remember that you're dope by yourself. Remember that you have value, because it's very important to remember that. And it's very easy to let your value be determined by the response. It's very easy, even for me, to let the value be determined by the numbers. And those things can come and go. But if you remember that you're dope on your own, stick with that and stay with that. Remember that you have value right there, and learn to accept your creativity as something of value that is not defined by how many people acknowledge it or how many people don't. Accolades will come and go. Remember to give yourself accolades for the victories that you have. Sometimes you can be on a flow and everybody's giving you a lot of props to what you do, or you can have a good time at an open mic and a lot of people are patting you on the back, or maybe even create a video, or maybe put an Instagram post and stuff like that, and a lot of people are there. And then sometimes you can do the same thing and there's no audience, there's no response. So in that, sometimes you have to acknowledge and see. That's the thing about it. See, not everybody out there in the world will understand what your victory is or what your victory means to you. So it's very important for you to gain an understanding of what your victory is and why does it matter to you. Why did you try to reach that goal? Why did you create that song? Why did you put out this EP? It's very important to remember that it's worth, and it goes back to value again. It goes back to just understanding that you're doing something good. Give yourself accolades, give yourself props. It doesn't mean you got to tell the world and say, well, oh, I'm good at this. No, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. You have to care, and you have to care about it by yourself. If you don't care about it by yourself, you're going to be at the whim and mercy of other people caring or not. And that's an X factor that you really can't bank on, because that X factor is such a wide ranging variable and you don't know when it's going to change. Another thing to remember when you're all by yourself in your creative element is that your stuff can blow up later on. Okay, let me give you an example. All right now on my YouTube channel, a lot of people found me by the Remaking Michael Jackson tracks and the Dr. Dre tracks. Those are videos I did when I was about maybe 50 or 60 pounds heavier, and I could tell that because a lot of the fat jokes are on the videos, which are very creative, by the way. Keep it up, keep the video hits going up. I don't care. Go ahead and call me fat all you want. Don't care. But the funny thing is that those videos were 3 years old and they just now got recommended by the YouTube algorithm. I don't know if there's somebody at the website. I don't know if there's somebody. I don't know, but they got recommended. It's great and it's helping the channel grow. But what if I was discouraged 3 years ago and didn't make those videos? What if I was so discouraged that I didn't take the time I had available to me now to create the content that could be valuable later? And I know it sucks. It's not really a good way to bank on. It's not something that you can predict. But I'll put it this way. The more you take time creating content, the more you take time working on your beat library, the more you take time, library, because we got some people on anyway. The more time you take to create more content to add to your library, the more time you add to your beat store, all that stuff. It may not get a lot of traction now, but as you continue to grind a year from now, when people find you, you have all this backlog catalog that people can see, that people latch onto and grab, and then they'll watch your content, boom, 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 boom. But first you got to have that grind period where you're making content and there's no one responding, and everybody's been through this. You got to grind and make content where you're looking at other people who do the same thing you do zoom past you. You got to create content where you're studying a course and you do things that the course says and your growth is still slow. you know, which I'm going to talk about that in a second. But you have to still create content. So what I'm saying right now is that while it may not get a lot of attention now, it does not become the determining factor if it gets a lot of attention later on. So I would rather have had 3-year-old videos get recommended now in 2019 from 2016 than to go through all of 2019 with no content that could bubble up on some way of form to create more traction for your channel or what you're doing. So remember that. Secrets to success is overrated. Secret ideas, secret courses, there's a lot of people selling secrets. I get it. I buy secrets. I get that. You want to know the secret? The secret is that you don't stop trying. The secret is that you just don't stop. That's the secret. Don't stop. Keep learning more. Keep trying things. Go through the failures. Go through the mistakes. Go through the heartache. Go through the pain. Go through the loneliness. Go through the isolation. And don't stop. There's so many people saying that there are secrets out there, that these are these magical ideas that are dangling above your head like a mistletoe, and you're not tall enough to reach those secrets unless you go through this paywall or something like that. I get it. I don't think I would feel comfortable telling you it's a secret, because I don't think there is a secret. I think it might be a secret to you because you don't know it, but all I know how to do is not stop. And I'm grateful that it's gotten me this far in this journey. Maybe that idea can help you. Again, and I said this before, remember to love what you do and be willing to love it alone. Know that you might love your beat, you might love your song, you might love your lyrics. Love it alone. It's great to share that experience with someone else. It's great to have that connection. And as humans, we like that kind of connection. And that's great. But learn to love it on your own. Learn to love it alone. And I know it's an isolating experience, and it's frustrating, and it's not fun. And even I still go through that sometimes. That's why I said this video is also to motivate you, and it's also motivating me. So I'm not telling you something that doesn't apply to me. But when you love what you do alone, and sometimes that's a workout. That is a practice. That is something you have to keep doing. You just don't do it once and you stop. You actually have to keep doing that over and over again. As you don't stop creating your content or pursuing your dreams and goals, you don't stop loving it. And you might even get tired of it, but don't ever stop loving it. And if it doesn't feel, even if you don't feel like loving it, all right, take a break from loving it, recharge, back up, love it again. And love it again, over and over again, because you have to appreciate what you're doing, because your appreciation for what you do has to be so great that it doesn't matter that other people see it or not, or love it or not, you know? So remember that. One thing, even though if you're going through a rut or you're performing for an audience of one and no one's there and it's just you, go through your archives. I don't know. Let me give you an example. Like, I got old tape cassettes and I got old CDRs of me doing music back when I was in college, back when I was in high school. I think I got my first CD burner like around senior year. And that was like a 1X, 2X CD. And I was making CDs. I still have some of those CDs and I still have some of those recordings on my computer. And sometimes you just have to listen to that. And what's interesting is that you can almost tap into the passion and remember how you felt before life happened. You can remember how you felt before the letdowns came along in your life. You can remember how impressed you were with finally achieving a certain result with your content, in my case music or beats, and just being impressed and like, wow, I was really grinding. And it doesn't matter at that point, it doesn't matter how it sounds, it matters how did you feel when you finally created that track. How did you feel listening to it, and how do you feel now knowing that you had a passion for it back there, and it's sort of indicator of where you want to go in the future, you know? So don't be afraid to reflect on past triumphs. Don't be afraid to reflect on past recordings. Don't be afraid to reflect on past beats, because sometimes that can provide you fuel to move on when you might be dealing with some current exhaustion from studying courses, from looking at YouTube videos, from putting out beats and nobody listening to them, to making videos and stuff like that, you know, it can be exhausting, right? You're studying courses, you're buying courses, you're looking at, I get that. And that's why I was saying a lot of people don't talk about that. At least I don't see that people talking about that. I'm talking about that. And you know, you look at these experts on the internet, or you might look at me and see me as an expert and you're like, wow, okay, yeah, I'm getting all this information. Or you might get emails from somebody, hey, you got to do this and that and the other. And it's like, cool. And you're still trying to process it all. And at the same time, you're still processing the anxiety of not getting the success that you want at a certain level. And at the end of the day, you still have to keep grinding while you're feeling all of that, right? So don't be afraid to reflect on past triumphs or past recordings or past content or past pictures, whatever you need to do to kind of say, yeah, I used to get down like this. Let me see how I can find a way to recreate that and find a new present and how to build a better future. Because you know, you can't be attached to good things only happening to you in the past. You have to be open to good things happening to you now, despite the track record, and I struggle with it myself sometimes, and also be open to good things happening to you in the future too as well. Don't be so attached to the reality of only good things happen to you in the past, but be more attached to the possibility that there are other moments, there are other times. And while we don't see those other moments and other times, they are coming. We can't see them, and we can't see it. We can't see it far ahead how they are, but there are others. Always remember that there are others. And last thing, not least, document your current victories. You know, I know there's a lot of things that I reflect on that were good, but that I don't have a written record of. I just have memories, or I have pictures that show those past victories. But it's okay to journal this stuff, write it down, or even make a video talking about it and document your current victories. That's why I do videos about subscribers. It's a milestone. I haven't hit a milestone in a while, so documenting, saying, hey, thank you for 50,000 subscribers as we push to 60,000 and beyond. That's a milestone. Document that so that you can have more indicators and more things to look back on in the future that are positive, that show you in a positive light. We got enough things in our life that show us in the negative light. So why not create content or create some sort of documentation, as in a video or a note or a journal entry that shows you in the positive light, so that you can reflect those back in the future. And then you can also show those to other people who may need encouragement as well. You don't believe that I pulled this off? You don't believe how tough this was? Come here, let me show you this right here. Let me show you this picture. See this right here? See this room? You know, I was in this room and it's not insulated. It's cold. It's wintertime, but I still created content. I still made videos. Look at my videos from 3 years ago. I was more overweight. I'm still on a weight loss journey now, but I was overweight, and I still did videos. I didn't know what I was doing, but I still made videos, because at the end of the day, we got all this information. We got all these gurus telling you exactly how to get on, but you still, but there's these people saying, hey, this is how you get on, and then you getting there yourself. There's still a gap in between there. I want to talk about the gap between those two, between, yeah, I know how you do it, and the actual reality, because they're there. That's why we look to those experts, because they're there. They're in the position that we want to be in. And they're there talking, and they look good talking because they made it. They're there, but you're still over here trying to get to where they're at, or trying to find your own place another way. So it's about that journey and the gap in between, and it's hard to quantify, and it's hard to make a course exactly for those situations, because you can create content and give advice and give tips, but what about the things you don't know about? What about the unspoken things that the person you're dealing with is dealing with? You're not going to have the answers for that, you know, unless you want to talk one-on-one with that person. But most people that offer that, you know, you're gonna come off something to get their time. All right, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know y'all out there. I'm working on my content. I'm studying. I want to create more content. I just want to have fun and continue bringing value to this platform, and also bring cool stuff out as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Independent artists, and I don't even know what I'm saying. Hit subscribe. Peace. Dillio T2K.